Hello and welcome to Let's Play Old Games, and welcome to this sort of mild rant slash discussion type video. And I wanted to talk mainly about the state of gaming journalism and the difficulty of games. And recently the internet has exploded with this gameplay demo of Cuphead by Dean Takahashi of Gamesbeat. And basically he is a games writer who looks at the business side of things and not a game reviewer, as a lot of people tend to say. And he played the tutorial level of Cuphead, which was terrible. His gameplay was terrible. He struggled. This looked like somebody who had never played a video game before, so at least a 2D type platformer. Now obviously him sucking is not that big a deal. I mean, a lot of people don't play games, etc., but he's at Gamescom talking and discussing about games, so he should at least have some level of competence when playing the game. You can sort of make the analogy that he's a foodie who loves food but has no idea how to prepare it. So, but in this case it might not be applicable. I think he should still be able to play it. Now Cuphead is a hugely anticipated game for a lot of people, including myself, and I've heard about this game for a while and I've been waiting for it to come out. It looks very nice. It is, I think, coming out on the 19th of September, I think. It is a very unique looking game and definitely something that is nice, I hope. Now, based on the demo and the gameplay we have seen, I don't think this is particularly hard. I mean, he struggled, but I've also heard rumors that this game is a bit harder than most, I suppose. And it may be a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad and it's not that hard. And what I wanted to talk about this is generally the games are getting easier, and I hope because of this video exploding over the internet that the devs don't decide to change things and make it easier or something, because games are getting a lot easier and I don't want this to be ruined. If they are trying to make a hard game, they should be able to, and it wouldn't be bad to have a challenging game, although I don't agree that it is, looking at it. The other point I wanted to talk about is basically the state of gaming journalism, and we already know with the Gamergate and all that, like what's actually going on, but this just sort of tells us that the focus of the gaming journalism is less about the games and more about the money, really. Money and all the other social, political issues. I don't really see the point of these guys anymore, like the big gaming journalists, the gaming websites. Now personally, I don't go to any of the big ones. I've never used Kotaku or Polygon and those people because I'd never heard of them before the Gamergate thing. As far as the ones that I used to go to, GameSpot and IGN, I stopped using those as well because there was a huge disconnect, and the people reviewing the games, they did not seem convincing enough. I mean, they were picking holes in games that did not make sense, and often a lot of times what started happening with me personally was the games that they recommended or they gave very high scores, I did not like them at all. Like when I got them, I hated them sometimes, and some of the games that they really were critical of turned out to be very nice. And so I decided to stop going there. I stopped using those sites for a while. I used to go to GameSpot. GameSpot was my main site for checking out reviews back in the early 2000s, and in 2015 was the last time I used them, and that was when they released the review for Mad Max, and I think the guy gave it a 6 out of 10 or maybe 6.5 out of 10, when the game in actuality was much better. I mean, I really loved it. No bugs, no crashes, enjoyable game, beautiful looking thing, combat was excellent, and I quite enjoyed it. I mean, I was impressed by the game, and this guy just gave it a 6 out of 10. Some of his criticisms were he didn't see the point of having a fast travel in an open world game, so it just looked like they were just digging for something, like finding something. So yeah, I just wanted to know what you guys use for your reviews these days, because I don't trust any of the big guys anymore. My preferred people are a couple of big YouTubers. One is ACG. His reviews are always timely and well structured and no spoilers, etc. He does sort of like in-depth reviews. The other guy I use is Wartabai Mac, and he does more sort of first impression types, although he still goes in quite a lot of depth, but he doesn't tend to play all of it before giving his opinion, so he does tend to play 6-8 hours depending on the game. So yeah, so what do you guys use? I mean, I just gave up on these gaming journalists a long time ago, and I don't see the point, and I don't even see the point of them existing, because they are completely disconnected with their audience and they don't even know how to play games now. So what is the point of them anymore? That was just my opinions, rant, whatever you want to call it, on this subject. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.